Welcome to the Retirement Made Easy podcast. I'm your host, Greg Gonzalez. My goal for the podcast is to help you live a better life in retirement by giving you the tools and information you need in a language that you can understand. And on today's episode, I'm going to give you our latest and greatest tool that we have for retirement planning. This is a tool that very few financial advisors really talk about, and it's absolutely crucial as far as the life planning that we help so many people with, and even planning for that retirement of your dreams, where you're accomplishing your lifelong goals and doing what's important to you and doing all those things that bring joy to your life and meaning, whether it's spending more time with your grandchildren, volunteering, or maybe it's starting a business or nonprofit. Everyone has different retirement dreams and aspirations that they hope to accomplish in the last 30 years of their lives. And unless they plan ahead, they'll never be able to accomplish those goals and those visions. So with the help of my personal business coach and my life coach, we came up with a solution for the people out there that want to plan for the retirement of their dreams, where they get to accomplish all the things they want to accomplish and be able to say one day, I'm glad I did versus I wish I had. We came up with a retirement blueprint, which is available on my website at retirementmadeeasypodcast.com. Again, the website is retirementmadeeasypodcast.com. It'll be underneath the resources section, and it'll say Couples Blueprint to Retirement. And why we came up with this blueprint to retirement is we want to see people live their dream retirement and plan their dream retirement by design, not by default. Remember that old saying? You gotta have a dream if you want a dream to come true. And you can fill out this blueprint as a couple, or if you're single or widowed or divorced, you can also fill it out by yourself or with another friend or loved one. But for the average couple out there that is filling this out, this retirement blueprint, they're going over their dreams and their values and what's really important to them and what they want to accomplish in the next 30 years. And what they're really doing is they're talking about their compelling vision for the future. And that reminds me of this story. Warren Buffett and Bill Gates are very good friends. And they were at this dinner charity event, and someone came up to their table, and this fellow wanted to ask Warren Buffett and Bill Gates, what was the number one key to success? And simultaneously, Warren Buffett and Bill Gates said one word, vision. They said, you gotta have a vision. What do you want? They said, if you don't have a vision, you really don't have a chance, and you'll never be as successful as if you did. So planning for this next chapter of our life starts with coming up with that compelling vision. And it may be different for you and your spouse based on your goals, your values, and what really is going to give you purpose now that maybe you're taking that bridge into retirement in your career and working days are over. And why I think this blueprint is so important is based on my experience of having clients in almost 20 different states. Not all of our clients are retired, but those that are retired, when we're talking to them and we're talking about the transition that they had into retirement and how they're living their years in retirement and what their life's all about, we hear all kinds of different reports from people. Some people love retirement. They're living a life of purpose and meaning, and they're enjoying every day. And unfortunately, we have other folks who just haven't been able to adapt to the retired lifestyle. And they're living a life without meaning and purpose, and they're not accomplishing the goals that they always dreamed of. Maybe they're struggling both emotionally and psychologically with finding that purpose and really getting the most out of their life. So for those people especially, this blueprint to the retirement of your dreams would be extremely beneficial. And I would encourage those people to go to our website, which is retirementmadeeasypodcast.com. Go to the resource section and you'll see Couples Blueprint to Retirement. You can download it right there on the website, and it's yours free to fill out and start planning a retirement that's fulfilling and find that ideal lifestyle in retirement. I promise you, by filling this out, and if you're married with your spouse, and that's what's so neat is for the married folks out there, they get to plan with their partner and get to hear about their aspirations, their goals in retirement, both short-term goals and long-term goals. And yes, this blueprint does ask you to write down those short-term and long-term goals. And why? Why does it ask you to write down those goals? Well, Brian Tracy did a study and it showed that the people that wrote down their goals, actually pen to paper wrote down their goals, they enhanced the probability of achieving those goals by 1,000% just by writing the goals down pen to paper. So that's why the blueprint has you write down those goals. And it has all kinds of different questions that you and your spouse can go through. And one of the sections of the blueprint talks about 3 questions that Dr. Frank Luntz asks people when he wants to see what's most important to someone that he's never met. And these 3 questions are absolutely fascinating to me. And so he starts off by saying, imagine life at perfection. And you close your eyes. Where are you? Who are you with? And what are you doing? Imagine life at perfection. Where are you? Who are you with? And what are you doing? I ask these questions to a lot of clients, a lot of new clients, so I can better understand them. And it's amazing the answers that I hear. And I'm able to get a sense of who people are and what and who's important to them. I've asked this to clients before, and they have told me their entire family, they're at the lake and they're fishing. That's what one client said. Well, this particular client is a huge fisherman, and they have a condo at the lake with a beautiful dock and a boat. And that's how they enjoy their memories and make memories with their kids and their grandkids, is at the lake. They just love those times together. But I thought those 3 questions, ask that to maybe your friends or family members. Imagine life at perfection. Where are you? Who are you with? And what are you doing? Those 3 questions, ask together like that, will tell you so much about somebody. I promise you. This retirement blueprint is so cool, and I love the questions in it. One of the questions is, my life would not be complete unless I ... and you fill in the blanks, your spouse fills in the blanks. Fantastic question just right there. And my business coach is huge on filling out blueprints like this and goal setting exercises like this. And there was a study that was done at Harvard. And this was Harvard MBA students, right? So if you get into Harvard and you're an MBA student and you're excelling, you're doing well, we can all assume you've probably got a very bright future. I mean, Harvard's the cream of the crop, right? And this study was fascinating. It was conducted in 1979, looking at Harvard MBA graduates. And it asked them a simple question. It asked them, do you have written goals with a plan of action to accomplish them? And only 3% of those Harvard MBA graduate students had their goals written down with a plan to accomplish them. 97% of the students either didn't have their goals at all or just had them but didn't have them in writing and didn't really have an action plan to make them happen. It's fascinating that only 3% of the Harvard graduate students had written goals that were clear with a plan to accomplish them. And so then what this study did was it tracked these students, these Harvard MBA graduate students, 10 years later in 1989. And what they found is those 3% of students who actually had written clear goals with a plan to accomplish them, they were making 10 times the income what the other 97% of the students were making. Isn't that incredible? And so that's why I think exercises like this couples blueprint to a dream retirement, has the ability to enhance not only the enjoyment that you experience in retirement and the sense of satisfaction, but also maybe even your mental and even spiritual health. And it's simply by thinking big and dreaming big and writing down those aspirations that you have for a dream life in retirement. And if you're married, you can do it with your spouse side by side, and you would be amazed at the results. Because the worst thing and the saddest thing that I've ever seen or experienced with people is talking to someone in their late 80s, early 90s, living in nothing but regret, saying, I wish I would have. They might say, I wish I would have spent more time with my grandkids. I wish I would have taken them to Disney. I wish I would have spent more of my time doing X or Y or Z. But you got to remember that you can't go back. But by planning and being intentional and being honest and open and saying, hey, this is the retirement of my dreams. If I could spend my time doing anything, this is how I would want to spend it. These are the things I want to accomplish. And maybe even this is how I want to be remembered. So I encourage everyone to find those things that will bring the most satisfaction to your life in retirement and give you the most joy. Because life is too short, and I think that people want to be able to say, one day, I'm glad I did versus I wish I had. So I encourage you to go to the website retirementmadeeasypodcast.com. Under resources, you can download our blueprint to the retirement of your dreams. It's just right there. It's free, nothing to buy. While you're on the website, you can send me your questions. Love mail, hate mail, right there on the website at the bottom. It will say something like, ask Greg a question. Submit your questions right there, your comments. Love to hear from all of our listeners. And while you're on the website, you can check out previous episodes and other resources. We try to give all of our resources out free of charge right there on the website because we want to be a useful resource for people. And this is probably the best resource we have on the website, our couples blueprint to the retirement of your dreams. So check that out right there on the website, retirementmadeeasypodcast.com. That's retirementmadeeasypodcast.com. I'm Greg Gonzalez, and remember, always dream big. The opinions voiced in this material are for general information only and are not intended to provide specific advice or recommendations for any individual. To determine which investments may be appropriate for you, please consult your attorney, tax advisor, or financial advisor prior to investing. This is a hypothetical example and is not representative of any specific investment. Your results may vary. All performance referenced is historical and is no guarantee of future results. All indices mentioned are unmanaged and may not be invested into directly. The SmartVestor program is a directory of investment professionals. Neither Dave Ramsey nor SmartVestor are affiliates of St. Louis Retirement Advisors or LPL Financial. There is no guarantee that a diversified portfolio will enhance overall returns or outperform a non-diversified portfolio. Diversification does not protect against market risk. All investing involves risk, including loss of principal. No strategy assures success or protects against loss. Securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor, member FINRA, SIPC.